You how the Atlantic pressure systems are going to look over the next few days for a good reason. We haven't had a good dose of northerly breezes across the British Isles for quite some time, but we will get one as early as Tuesday. Notice how those isobars really tighten up there for a time, and then we settle down for a while. High pressure out to the west of us, feeding in a lot of moist air, so there'll be a fair amount of cloud across the British Isles. And then in the latter part of the week, notice again how those winds turn around to the north. A lot of isobars there. How windy is that? It's going to be gale force down across the eastern side of Scotland and the eastern side of England too. And already we're seeing something along those lines with quite a stiff northwesterly breeze across many parts, just pushing in a fair amount of cloud at the moment. A wet start down in the southeast this morning. That's now getting away into the continent. And then just notice quite an area of cloud here moving down across western Scotland, getting in towards Northern Ireland through the North Channel too. And even ahead of that, we're seeing a fair few showers just getting in through the Cheshire Gap. So that's how they're going to end up in the northern part of the Midlands as we move on through this afternoon. Quite drizzly conditions up in the far Northern Isles there, and it looks as though some of that rain may become a bit more organised as we move on through the afternoon. Elsewhere, it's going to be a mixture of sunshine and showers. Temperatures, well, pretty much what you had over the weekend, I suspect. The wind really will be a feature as we move on through the next few hours or so, and you'll notice those larger arrows just beginning to propagate down the eastern coast as we move on through the latter part of today and into tomorrow. Some very strong winds eventually getting down towards East Anglia and the southeast of England. And tied in with those winds will be some quite significant rainfall. Showers merging together across the eastern side of the British Isles to give some longer spells of rain. Could be quite a tricky start to the day over in East Anglia and into the southeast of England as we move on into the first part of Tuesday. But with all that cloud and wind around, a frost-free night. Tuesday looking quite unsettled, therefore, particularly in the southeastern quarter, some heavy spells of rain to come there. A slow improvement, drier and brighter weather tumbling in from the west. And then late on in the day, I think we'll find more cloud up in the northwestern quarter of the British Isles through western Scotland and Northern Ireland, ahead of another set of Atlantic fronts. And they will gradually work their way down across the country, probably affecting the south late on in the day as a band of cloud, not very much rain on it by that stage. Brighter weather following on behind. And then Thursday and Friday, fairly similar conditions. I think you'll find a fair amount of cloud there with bits and pieces of rain eventually turning up, drier and brighter the further south and east you are. I want to take you very quickly across the continent. A lot of cloud across the northwestern quarter where we are, but it's much drier and brighter for the most part further towards the south and east. Summer still lives across much of the Mediterranean, but you will notice there as we move into the northern half, well, things looking a good deal more unsettled. Plenty of showers across Berlin and in Warsaw, and the temperatures, well, lurking about our own values, around about 20 or 21. All that and so much more, either on the website